1, 2, 3.
Welcome back to Know Thy Shells. I'm Michelle.
I'm Rachel.
Welcome back. I have not read anything besides the podcast book. It was a chunker.
Did not either.
Okay, cool. Well, then you want to just get right into it unless you have any bookish news.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
Okay, so our podcast book is North is the Night. If you can see that, because it's kind of shiny.
By Emily Rath. I think is how you pronounce it.
Yes.
So before I want to make a warning label here before we get into it. It is about Finland or Finnish, depending on how you want to go about it. So it has to do with Finnish mythology
And
paganism and the gods that are in that setting. This was my first dive into any kind of that's not kind of like Norse religion.
So, yes, me too.
Okay.
I did the audiobook, so I kind of know how to say some people's names, but it's going to be hit or miss.
Yes, it's going to be, bear with us. I feel like we already butcher names, and now we're getting, some very unique names.
Yes.
So I just want to say that is, that's my caveat. I apologize in advance. So yeah, after that, do you want to get into it?
Yes. Should we go over our two girls?
Yeah, the two main, point of view main characters, kind of.
Oh, also, I want to preface this. One of our main characters, I'm sorry if your phone goes off. We can't help it.
Yeah. Yes. So, first one is Siri. It's spelled S-I-I-R-I. I don't know how the iPhone is spelled. I think
It's
there's only
S-I-R-I.
Okay, yeah. So there's an extra I there. And then the second main character is
Ina.
I was gonna fuck that up. I know. Ina.
And we're not even gonna try their last names.
Yeah. I did write it down, but I'm like, no, we're just not.
Yes.
It starts with a V, and that's all you know. That's all you need to know. Okay. So there are 4 parts to the book, broken up into, obviously, chapters. So the main place it takes place is, obviously, Finland. And then it mostly takes place in Tulina?
Tulina.
Tulina. Yeah. Which is their version of the underworld?
Yes.
Okay.
So, reading this, and I have extensive knowledge on Greek mythology.
Yes.
There were things that,
A lot of parallels.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, so that's that. So we're going with this.
Yes. Kind of looking at, because is it in the beginning of the book where it gives you all of them, or in the end of the book where it gives you
beginning?
Okay. So before you even get to chapter page 1, it goes through this I want to say 4 to 5, at least in the Kindle version, it was 4 to 5 pages of just different important
People and elements.
Yeah, elements of paganism, and then the gods. And
it's a scare tactic.
Yes.
Is what it is.
It was very intimidating, and I'm like, oh god.
You're like, what am I getting into?
Yes, I was super nervous about this book, just based on that. And based on that, I don't know anything about their mythology or any of their legends and stuff like that.
That's what I was nervous about.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously it has parallels to Greek mythology, but it also has parallels to native stories and legends.
Yeah.
So the whole time I was reading it, I was like, okay, well this sounds more native, Native American.
Yes.
Than it does Finnish, but I don't know anything about their culture.
Yeah. I liked that aspect actually, because I don't have as much knowledge on Greek mythologies as you do, but I do know a lot of Norse mythology. Mm-hmm. Just from video games. Mainly God of War. But I liked that it kind of drew parallels to Norse mythology
Yeah.
more than Greek mythology. And I think that's all I have to talk about right before we get into, obviously, who it was introduced and stuff like that. So it's meant to read as a fantasy novel, obviously. She just draws a lot of inspiration from mythology in Finland. I think it was her heritage that she learned more about, and then she wrote the book.
Okay.
Sorry,
I didn't look up like anything about the author besides that I know she writes hockey romance.
Gotcha. So Kindle does this thing where it's like you finish the book, but it's like 99% finished, and I'm like, it has to say that finished. I want to feel accomplished. So it went into kind of like the bio of the author, and I skimmed through that part because I was like, oh, that's interesting that she drew parallel to like learning her own culture and then put it into a novel, and it's like very loosely based. Obviously, anything with mythology are going to be interpreted how you want to interpret it.
Yeah, and there's also stories that like contradict each other with mythology because everything was not necessarily written down.
Right.
It was spoken from person to person to person.
Yes.
So
yeah. And I did think it was interesting, the shaman, Vainamorin.
Vainamor. Oh, no, I can't. Okay. Vainamor. Let me see.
Vainamorin. I think that's how
Yeah.
you say it. He's the great shaman. And I did, because I tried to do a little bit of research on, because I wanted to get runes from Finland to kind of put into the scrapbooking page. I didn't feel comfortable doing that after I found out that it's mostly just this region uses this region uses this. It's not the typical runes that you look at.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to fuck this up. I don't want to misrepresent any culture. So I just left those out. But I did look, and they're like how the shaman heals. It is very true to how they pass down the knowledge. It was through poems or lyrics.
Yeah.
So I thought that was actually pretty cool that she tied that in. But sorry. I know I went a little further in, but so yes, that's my warning label. Don't feel intimidated. Just jump into it and see if you like it.
And you can give people nicknames if you want. You're just like, this is this person.
Yeah. We did not coordinate nicknames, so we'll, as they come, we'll just kind of go with it.
That's what I do with every fantasy novel is I can't pronounce it. I'm like, okay, it's this person in my head, and then we're gonna go forward.
Yep, I get it. Okay, so part 1 is kind of chapter 1 through 6, setting up the story, the plot, the background, which was intimidating all of its own. But bare bones, they kind of live in the wilderness in a village, and there are some villagers that still believe in the old gods, even though they've kind of, I wouldn't say forsaken, but aren't practiced or aren't present anymore.
Yeah. So what has happened is in the book, and I don't know if this correlates with history.
Yes.
But Swedish people came in, and they believed in the Christian God.
Yes.
So they're trying to convert everybody to the Christian God, which is not.
You shouldn't force upon anyone your personal beliefs. I mean, you can still say your beliefs, but that was probably a dark history in time throughout every religion, where you have this other religion coming in no matter where you're at.
Yeah, well, especially with Christianity, there's been a lot of push towards everybody should be Christian and nobody should believe in anything else.
Yes.
And then it was a move from polytheism, multiple gods, to monotheism with just the Christian God.
I gotcha. No, and that's basically what the first, I wouldn't say the first part of the book is about. I would say it's more of just explaining, you know, they still believed in the Finnish gods and how they bring, you know, certain gods bring, you know, rain, growth, healing, stuff like that. And then it kind of introduced, you know, Sweden coming in, and they're posting their religion, and it is very, at least in the first part of the book, is like women are not allowed in that congregation. They're kind of ostracized because the Swedes, or the people that have been kind of invaded the village to bring Christianity. I don't know if they're, I mean, I assume they're priests, but I'm not sure if they're...
One of them definitely was a priest.
Yes.
And I don't know what his name was.
No, I don't think... It probably did say, but it wasn't important. But basically, keep that in mind, where women are more of... They have a certain roles that they follow, which is in history, basically. Yes. Women do the housework, the cleaning, bear children, and the men do all the hard labor.
Hard labor is not bearing children. I mean, I'm
just putting that out there, right? So then this is where Siri and Anya? Anya? Ina. Oh, this is gonna be rough.
My brain has to get it back to, like,
yes. What is yeah. Ina. Okay. So they grew up together. Not really neighbors, but it's a village, so all the women know all the other women, vice versa, men, you know. It's very tight-knit. I don't know, did you catch this early on where you felt like Siri had, like, more than friendship emotions for Anya?
Ina.
I'm gonna find
yes and no, because I could see it both ways. Because she was like, well, I don't want to get married. And she had to pick out, like, Ina's husband.
Yes.
And they joked about her marrying a god, which was foreshadowing.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, no man was ever good enough in Siri's eyes for her best friend.
Yes.
And I didn't get the lover aspect of it in this part. It was much later on. That's why I was curious if you had picked up on it or not.
I think this book does a very good job of showing female friendship, regardless of if it turns into a sexual relationship.
I gotcha. No, I get that. I understand that. So, yes. Anya?
Ina.
Oh, lordy. I'm not gonna have this. Okay. Friend A. No, I'm just kidding.
That's what I did with Vainamoinen, is I just put him as B for most of the time.
I actually like saying his name, so...
I just didn't want to type out that whole long name.
Yes. Yeah, and I had to copy and paste it to get the little accents above. So there's kind of a curfew in the village for women, because the surrounding areas have been plagued of women going missing. And Siri is, I would consider, more of masculine character. Like, she actually does the work of men as well, just because she's strong, and so she hunts and stuff like that. So she's a really strong character, right?
Yeah.
I don't think strong's the right word.
So I don't necessarily, masculine's not the right word either.
No.
But she's very,
like, kind of had to basically learn what she needed to do to survive.
She's the tougher of the two.
Yes. And I think she has a younger sister, and
her younger sister's name is Lisa, with two eyes.
Yes, Lisa. I wrote her name down and then I took her out because she's, like, literally named for the bleep. And then she has 2 or 3 brothers.
2 brothers.
2 brothers. One's built like I think they said a bear, wasn't, like, really big. Oni or whatever his name was. And so, yes. So one of her brothers warns Siri, like, run, you know, because they're out on the lake fishing. And she's just like, huh? And then you see this creature. I say creature very loosely. And her, I don't think I wrote down her name.
Her name is Kalma.
Kalma. And she is, I don't think she's the goddess of death, is she?
No, she's one of the goddesses of death, but hers is, I don't.
Goddess of death and decay.
Okay, so she's like,
yes,
the decay god
yes.
of death, because there's like 4 or 5 daughters, and then
you have the king of
the king, and then
underworld death,
the goddess of death previous.
Yes. So this book does a really great job of, at least in my opinion, that the gods have their own power and their own balance in the world of life, or in the world, period. So you have each goddess, or, God does certain things that make the world equal in terms of balance.
Yes.
So that this culture, or the mythology based on this, is very balanced. Like, you have to balance out. If you do something horrible, you have to do something great. Like, I think it did a really good job of showcasing that, even though they have to make the tough decisions, where it feels like it shouldn't be the right thing to do.
Yeah.
So basically, we're on the boat, or her brothers are on the boat, Ciri's brothers, and they yell. And then Ciri sees Kalma, and tries to take Ciri, but then
she fights back.
Yes.
And Aina, she wants Aina to go away, to like run away.
Yes, because she wants to protect her friend.
Yes.
And of course, Aina, is like, no, bitch, I'm gonna help.
She also volunteers to go with Kalma.
Yes. Yeah, she offers to take Ciri's place in wherever they're going. And there's only speculation of who Kalma is and where they're being taken to.
So she shows up, and she also has her wolf with her.
It's like Surma, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that kind of clues them into who she is.
Yes. So Ciri is heartbroken. I wouldn't say heartbroken's the right word. Okay, I'm going to use her words. Ciri feels like a piece of her soul has left. She feels like something broke when she was taken.
When Aina was taken, yeah.
Yeah, Aina. I just needed to forget the A in front of it.
Yeah.
And so the village kind of freaks out, because this is the first time that they've had anything happen to their village in this capacity. And I think Aina was the only one taken from their village.
Yes.
Yes.
So when Aina was taken, Ciri kind of freaks out, and she kind of goes into like a catatonic state. And somebody wakes her up, and she doesn't know who it is, but she thinks it's like a god, but she doesn't know this god.
Yes.
That's going to be important later.
Yes. She hears a female voice telling her to get up. And she's basically, like you said, catatonic. And she's just like, no,
it's my fault that she was taken.
Yes. She takes a lot of the blame, and is just devastated. So this is where we get a little bit of foreshadowing. And she's like, well, it's not someone from the village, because I know every woman's voice. And I'm like, okay. So, keep that in the back of your mind as we're talking. And then she goes to her family, basically tells her, it's her great grandmother, right? Mummy?
Yeah.
I want to say it's Mummy. I'm not sure. But yes, she basically tells Mummy about what happened, who she thinks has taken her, and where Ciri thinks that Aina is now, which is
the underworld, Tunella.
Tunella.
is
I'm sorry again.
the underworld, and I'm probably just gonna say the underworld. It's where the dead go.
Yes.
In this religion.
Yes. But basically, the priest basically says that Ina deserved it, and she was a witch, so she had it coming. Ciri's like, no, you dick. She's very outspoken and says no. She was taken by Kama and is in the underworld now.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like, no, she's a witch and she burned in hell. And so this is where you kind of see the cracks, I feel like, in forcing people to convert to a religion. So her dad is like, he slaps her, and it's the first time he's ever laid a hand on her. And he's like, fucking apologize now. And then it kind of clues them onto why they actually moved from wherever they were beforehand. So basically, Mummy's like, or no, I think it was her dad. Her dad was like, for my children, my girls,
mm-hmm.
he wanted to try to get away from the basically converting to Christianity. Because it does not favor women.
I mean, honestly,
just a lot of things, really.
So, back then, women were not favored. Now, women are kind of not favored either in the Christian religion as it stands today, not necessarily what it preaches. If that makes sense.
No, I get it. So basically, he's like, you have to apologize, otherwise the family's going to get basically punished. And she's like, I will not. Like, she's very adamant. Why would I apologize for stating the truth? So basically she refuses, and then she, with the help of her mummy, decide to make her way north to find the underworld and the great shaman Valmoyan.
Vainamoinen.
That is, this is like once you say it once, it's done.
Yeah.
Because he's the only one that can show her the way. And that's the end of part 1.
Yes.
Did I miss anything major?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Vainamoinen, because I'm going to slip up on that every single time.
The shaman. I got you, girl.
So he's kind of like, and I didn't picture him as Maui, but he's kind of like Maui, where he's like has everything and he has all these stories.
Yes, he's yes. He was the great shaman of the ages. Something happened, which we'll get into later, but he's not as famous. Basically, all the gods are not really worshipped because, I don't know why. Mm-hmm. I assume it's because of the Christianity piece in the book.
Yes.
It doesn't really give a good explanation of why they just don't call on the gods anymore, I guess, would be or worship the gods.
I think it's Christian punishment. Like, you're going to be, if you worship the gods, you're going to be called a heretic, a witch, which, that word is kind of...
yeah, I don't like that word.
Well, when Christianity was coming about, witches were the wise women, the healers. Like, the women that took care of their village. And Christianity came in and kind of like, no, these people, don't listen to these people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why you get the witch trials and why witches are bad and they're heretics, even though they were the wise women of the village. Yeah.
So, good point. I didn't think of it that way. Thank you. So, Ciri sneaks off in the dead of night. We're on part 2, which is chapters 7 through 25. So she escapes, and she goes north because That's where she's supposed to go north. On her way, she runs into a trapped bear that's kind of in like this pit.
Yeah.
And since she kind of still believes Siri, because we don't know anything about what has happened to
Ina.
We don't know anything about what happened. Well, actually, I think we do in part 2. It opens with her, right?
Yes. So you get a little bit, because at this point, she is trapped in a room.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't know where she is. There's food provided for her. There's clothes provided for her.
Mm-hmm.
But every time she takes a bite of the bread, one bite is all she gets.
Mm-hmm. And then it becomes like this moldy, like...
rancid.
Yes.
Nasty. And we get this raven that comes to her window. We don't know who that is yet. She named him Yako.
Yes. And she tries to escape through the window, obviously. But there's some kind of spell on it that burns her. So she's not allowed to leave, but things can come in.
Yes.
Okay. So then it kind of switches back to Siri. She's on the way north, encounters the bear. It's the god of the wilderness. His name's like Ota or something. Not important. Anyways.
He's the bear god.
Yeah, he's the bear god. And so she's like, I will save your bear. Please don't kill me.
Please don't let the bear kill me or my reindeer.
Yes.
His name is Hala, by the way.
Yes.
I know the animal's name.
Well, because animals are important. And so she releases the bear and starts trekking north, and then she comes across this village. And, I feel like we forgot the other goddess part.
No. It hasn't
came yet.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So then it kind of switches back and forth after this. You get Siri, and then you get
Ina.
I should have just wrote it how I think it should be. Anyways, Ina, and moving forward for the rest of the novel. Yes, and then I think it goes back to Ina, and then it's where it's a couple days of her just being in the room, basically being trapped. And she gets 3 bread a day.
Yes.
Barley bread. I don't know if that matters or not. I've never had barley bread. And so then the raven comes and she's like, I don't have much, but here, eat this. Because the raven doesn't seem affected by the mold.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure how that works, but she gives the bird some bread to share what she, and
she shows kindness to him.
Yes.
At this point, he's not named, I don't think, or she might have named him in her head, and she just didn't tell
him. But then she comes to realize where she's at, which is the underworld, and the bird. What did you say his name was?
Yako.
That's not what I would have done. Yako. I think it's after she leaves for the first time. So they're summoned, all the girls that were kidnapped, and it's Ina and 6 other women. All unwed young women. It's important. And so they go to this banquet. And everything looks glamorous. Everything looks put together for maybe a couple minutes.
Yeah, for like 2 seconds.
Yes. And then we kind of figure out why. So this is where we meet the Witch Queen.
Tunatar.
Okay, yeah. Tunatar. The Witch Queen. She's kind of taken over the underworld. And she is death. Basically, she can control the dead.
She is chaos death.
Chaos death, Thank you. I was like, there was something weird about her power. She's chaos.
She's like
death.
the unexpected death.
Yes.
Basically.
So all the servants besides the women that have been taken are the undead risen again to be slaves.
Yeah.
Would be the best term I could come up with. So we, the reader, basically don't have any feelings like the servants. They don't feel pain any longer.
And they don't talk.
Yeah, they can't talk or don't. I'm not sure on that
well,
one.
her handmaiden definitely doesn't talk.
No. And I'm not sure if it's just, if their injury is too severe. None of them talk besides the goddesses and gods.
So this is the underworld ruled by women, pretty much.
You know, you ain't wrong. Because I think we've only met officially one male god, because the shaman is considered a demigod.
Yes.
So keep that in mind.
Voinamoimen. He has disappeared, and they don't know where he is, and there's a prophecy that he will come back, and he will bring
his knowledge back to the people.
Yes.
As the shaman. And so they're still in
Tunella,
the underworld, at this party where the Witch Queen is like, you know, here we are. I captured you. And then after a couple minutes, the glamour wears off, and everything, including the Witch Queen, is decayed, gross, or moldy. Like the food, the people, servants, everything. Sorry, you're dead. But also the Witch Queen herself. It's important.
And she has daughters around her. So there's Kolma, which we met already.
Mm-hmm.
Lovitar, Vomitar, and the two twins. I don't know what their names are.
You know, I might have it. No, I don't. They're both started with K, don't they?
Yes.
Goddess of suffering, boils, goddess of pain.
So it's those two. It's the goddess of pain and the goddess of suffering, and I'm not even going to try those names.
Kavatar, and then Katoda? I don't know.
Yeah.
I did my best. I'm sorry I butchered it. Anyways.
The three that I have their names of are the important ones.
Yes. And so basically all the girls find out at the banquet that they are to be tortured and eventually become the undead servants.
Yes.
Lovely. So she basically tells them, there is no hope that you will live. I will kill you eventually.
Just win.
Just win. Yeah.
See, that's why she's the goddess of chaos death.
Yes. Yes. So, kind of in between this, Jacko is able to use whatever magic he has to provide, Ina. I'm gonna get it eventually by the end of this book. Basically, he helps her as much as he can.
He brings her food
that's not spoiled. Heat.
He basically hangs out with her so she's not lonely.
Yes. He does all the things. And in turn, she confides into him, her life, basically just to keep anything off her mind of some shit's about to go down.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is where it goes back to Ciri, and we meet the one goddess again that we don't know. But she always finds Ciri in her time of absolute low points.
Which is definitely a key to who this is.
Yes.
By the way.
Yes. Okay. So.
Also, I think around this point we find out that the god of death is like missing. Like nobody's
Yes.
talking about him.
Yes. And his name is, are we trying?
Tuna? Yeah.
Okay. So basically, Siri asks the goddess for help with provisions because she's getting really low. And the goddess, that we don't know who it is yet, does end up giving her provisions. And basically tells her, follow the bear. Bear will lead you to the shaman. And don't dilly-dally.
Yeah.
Well, we kind of know from the first word of this book, Siri does not listen very well. She does her own thing. Okay.
Yes.
And she decides that
But she is resilient.
Yes. Anything thrown at her, she's trying her fucking best. Tooth and nail. And so she she decides bathing was a great option. I mean, yes, it is. But like, yeah.
I think at this point,
like that's the least of my, like, that would be like down here on my list of like surviving and not freezing to death. But you know, that's just me. It's
I'm
fine.
just gonna tell you, I'm gonna be stinky because I'm not getting into freezing cold
No,
water.
I mean, and she might be used to living in winter, because I think it's mostly winter.
Yeah, but they have saunas.
That's
like, they
true.
go into the sauna.
I'm very upset. Sauna is really ingrained in this culture, and I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? Anyways, two men come out of the forest, and I think she's
One of
actually...
them's named is Pavo. I wrote that. It's not important, but
nope,
there you go.
it's not. Because we don't even... Well, I think we actually end up finding out his friend's name, but at that point it doesn't matter. Anyways, yes, the two men come, and they're like, why are you here alone? And she's like, I'm not. My husband is going to... I forget what excuse she made. I think was hunting something at elk
they
or
split
something.
up
Yes.
and they were hunting separately.
And so they're like, oh, we'll just wait on him. And then, because they kind of suspect that she's lying. And so they do find out she's lying, that she's alone. And the one guy that we don't find out his name until later, is like, okay, this is what's happening. We're going to force you to have sex with us because we're lonely. And it's been a while because they're trappers, I think is what they're trappers. So, they've not seen women in ages, I guess. And, feel like it's their duty to, pleasure themselves.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what else to say about that, you know? Like, I don't understand in anyone's mind where this is okay.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're traveling in the woods alone? Well, I'm a man. I need to fuck you. Like, what?
No.
Yeah,
No.
Okay. So, Siri is like, I'm not all about this life. But she has to wait for the right opportunity, obviously. Because they're two men, they would overpower her easily. So she's like, okay, well, sure, we can have sex, kind of. But I don't want to do it in front of the other guy, because the other guy is kind of really perverted. Like, as soon as she steps out of the lake, he's just, like, eyeing her, and she's like, you're gross.
I think that she thought that with both of them.
Yes, I mean, 100%. I really thought the one guy was going to be like, okay, thanks for the, you know. I thought there was going to be a struggle between the men, but... So basically, he's, you know, taking her clothes off again. She just got dressed, you know. And she ends up slitting his throat.
Yes, because she has a knife in her boot.
Yes. Always be prepared. What is that, Boy Scouts? Always be prepared. Anyways.
Regardless if it's Boy Scouts or not. That's good advice.
That's good advice, okay? And the boot, or the knife in her boot, saves her, like, probably twice after this, I think. And
she cuts off her hair at this point because she's like, it's not going to get in my way.
Yes. So basically, the one guy was, like, holding her by her hair because she has really long hair in, like, a braid. And she's like, no man will ever use this against me again. And she's just like, Mulan style, chops it off. And I'm like, I love this. I was just thinking Mulan. on, like, yes! And he's, and that's her reasoning. She's like, no man will ever use this against me. And so then she goes to try to kill the second man. But he is a lot craftier, but he also hears her coming up. Like, coming through the woods.
Yeah.
And so they fight. She is not winning. And then the bear comes and saves her. The bear that she saved.
Yes.
Yes.
So now they have a life debt between each other.
Yeah, it's paid. But she knows from the one goddess that she has to follow this bear. So she talks to the bear. And it seems like the bear understands,
Yeah.
like, speech. Understands what's going on.
She's like, do not kill me. Do not kill my reindeer.
And take me to Van Moyen. Like, come on. And, yeah. And then I think it goes back to Ina.
Yes.
Did I say that right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So this is kind of where I wouldn't say torture begins. Like, she does, the Witch Queen does.
Yeah. This is where they kind of get assigned jobs.
Yeah.
And they all get, like, separated.
Separated out.
She goes to the Weavers, which is Lovitar's domain.
Mm-hmm.
Lovitar can't see. She's blind.
Which is kind of funny in this book because I just lost her name again. Ina.
Yeah.
Ina's like, hey, what is this made out of? How did you make it look so pretty? And she's like, do you forget I'm blind? Like, she says that quite a number of times, and I'm just like, same. I forgot you were blind too. And I don't know if it was for, like, the reader or if it was just a quirky thing between them two.
Yes.
And so, yes, basically, no one in the underworld stays there for free.
Yeah.
Like,
They have to work.
Yeah, you have to contribute in some way.
And Lovitar is the goddess of illnesses.
Plagues, right?
And plagues, yes.
And I want to say her sons are important.
She had sons.
She had sons, but each represented, I think, like, purgatory, rage, stuff like that.
So,
The
deadly sins.
yes, kind of, but not in this fashion.
Yeah.
Um,
She also has a daughter, which we do not know the name of. We don't know what happened to her. Nobody speaks her name.
yes. And the one girl, who's the one human, that starts with the L. Because her name's important.
Laya?
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 Yeah, Lila, because the J is probably silent. Just like my last name. So, we kind of see the witch's power before they get assigned jobs. I just lost her name again. What is it? Lila. Is like talking back, basically. Saying, I'm not gonna take this rolling over. And so she just takes the fucking ear off of her. Like, if you can't listen, I'm gonna take the ear. You're not using it.
And that was Volmatar that took her ear off. Because she got all the girls together and they're like, hey, we're doing this job thing.
And basically she said, next is your tongue, if you can't shut up. That puts all the girls pretty much in line, like, yeah, we'll do what you say. And that's when we are into the part where Ina is with
Lovitar.
Lovitar. I'm sorry. Anyways. And so basically she's like, well, what do you want me to do? And she's like, knit something. And she's like, what do you want me to knit? Like, I need direction. And she's like, if you can't figure something out, I can send you back. And she's like, oh, okay. I'm gonna knit this sock. And this is where I think they make that connection. She's like, oh, well, she can do some stuff. And you kind of, I think it's the first time you kind of see that she is like the softest on the humans. Her other sister's like, oh, you're favoring your pet again. And so she doesn't want that She doesn't like the torturing.
Yeah. So Kalma steals the girls.
All the time.
Yes.
Every time.
Volmatar is kind of like the second in command. Like, she grabs the girls when Tunatar, the witch queen,
Yes.
wants them.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then...
because they're all really at the beck and call of the queen.
Yeah. And then Lovitar is the weaver.
Yes. And, you kind of get a glimpse into why the witch queen does glamours. I would say they're glamours, right?
Yeah.
It's more glamour than anything else. So she makes herself look beautiful. That's why she likes to wear the beautiful clothes. Those aren't glamored because obviously they have a weaver. But basically she tries to put everything on to make herself look pretty, even though she's decaying. And you kind of find out that she can only hold the glimmer for so long. That's why her powers are weakened. We don't know why yet, but her powers are weakened and she can only hold the glamour for, I think it's like less than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's why the glamour of the party fell through so quickly. Right. I'm not missing anything else, right?
No, you're not.
Okay. So then I think this is when we come back to the part where the girls get together and then they're taking...
They're
Well, it's
taking...
not it's not
No,
before
it's
yet.
right.
Is it?
Around this time where they're... Volmatar comes and gets all the girls
Mhm.
from their jobs. And she goes, okay, we're gonna
Yeah.
play a game. When Aina gets taken from Lovitar, Lovitar says, I don't want to hurt, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. She's useful. She's proven her worth in that skill. And so she's basically like saying, like, I want her back with all 10 fingers. Which is sad that you have to fucking say that, but yes. Anyways.
So Volmatar goes and takes all the girls to she takes 4 of the girls to the woods. And then 3 of them, we don't know where they are.
Yes. And so basically, it was a game. I think you could, if you...
So they were supposed to hunt for their meat.
Yes. Yeah, if you're... Yes, thank you. I forgot that part. Yes. So basically, since, she's not really feeding them, doing the bare minimum for amenities, as she says. And so, like, if you're hungry enough, go get some food. And, of course, the other girls aren't as lucky as to have Jocko. Of course, we find out a little bit later that they just didn't show him kindness. He visited every girl. And they were all either, like, to, like, get the fuck out or, obviously you're in a new place. So some random Raven's, like... doesn't speak, but he's like, hey, I'm here.
Yeah.
And so they haven't been getting food like Aina has. So she's like, I don't need to really, but I gotta, make up appearances.
Use her and one of the other girls as bait. And they're like, okay, go make some noise and bring the death monsters to you so that we can hunt the deer in the woods.
Yes. And we do encounter a deer. The one girl, because I think they divvied it up because the other 2 were really good at bow.
Mm-hmm.
And the other ones weren't.
Yes.
And so they shoot the deer. It transforms into the missing girl, right?
One of the missing girls. It turns into Inari.
Inari. And so basically, she figures out Aina.
Yes.
Aina figures out... I feel like I'm saying it wrong. She figures out that it's a game, it's a trick, basically. that they're gonna, she tells the other girl just in time before she shoots another animal, which is one of the other missing girls, before she can actually kill them.
Yes.
And so Ina has like a Siri voice in her head. I hated how I said that. Because it sounds like she has a phone. Anyway, her best friend Siri is kind of in her head, like, she's like, well, Siri would do this.
Mm-hmm.
Siri would make sure she wouldn't suffer, because right now she's suffering a death. So she
cuts her throat.
Yes, kills her to give her a quick and swift death. So this is the first time that she's ever killed a human being.
And previously, the guy that Siri killed was the first time she had ever killed somebody.
Yes.
So there's a little bit of parallels
Yes.
between them.
Yes. What you gotta do to survive. And, so then I think it goes back to Siri.
Yeah.
And she's with the bear. They're traveling north. She comes across a village.
She named the bear Cal, by the way.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, she had to name something besides Hey Bear. And
I mean, she could have just been like, hey, bear, come on.
Yeah. So basically she's like, oh, there's a village. I can maybe get some more supplies, because that's what's on her mind. Keep in mind, the goddess said no dilly-dally. No, or she said no.
Wasting time, pretty
yeah.
much.
And so, of course, Siri's like, well, I need food. Unless you're going to provide for me, but I need
Well, she was
food.
going to go to the village to trade some stuff so that she could get further up north.
Yes. Because she was, yeah. And, this is where we meet
Luma.
Yes. And I think Siri has like a wound on her neck, or is that too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she
From
got...
one of the guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pavo.
Yeah, the one that doesn't matter.
No, I remember his name, but...
Yes.
He's dead at this point. He got mauled by a bear.
So Lumi's like, Siri, you're, it's infected. Burn fire. What? Cauterize the wound, basically, because it's festering and it's infected. And so she drugs Siri with tea that Siri didn't drink. She's like, no, this is fucking poison. I ain't drinking it. But it's not in how you drink it. It's the fumes.
Which I don't know how she didn't get knocked out either. But
she's a goddess. I don't
whatever.
know. And so, yes, she basically burns Siri's throat. Which seems very painful for her. And then kind of wakes up and, she basically is like, I'm after the bear. And she's like, what bear? And she's like, you know what bear?
The bear that you've been traveling with.
Yes.
I saw you with the bear.
Yes. And, she refuses to share anything about the bear, basically. And I think she jumps in the... No.
They make it to the lake.
Yeah, they make it to the lake. Because the bear kind of comes for her. Because it's taking a while to come back. So he creates a ruckus. And Lumi's like, I want the bear alive! And she can control wolves. Kind of, I think. I don't know how, but she can control wolves. And, so they get to the lake. And Siri kind of gets under the ice. Somehow, some way,
The bear kind of like pushes the ice so it breaks.
Yes, so she can get out. And so she's like, Cal, we'll meet up again. I'm leaving. Which I find pretty funny. Which, of course, you can kind of guess that Lumi let her go to follow her to Vanamoyan.
Voinamin.
Stop it! If I don't think about it, it just comes right off the tongue. But, when I think about it. Anyways. So then it goes back to Ina. And Lovitar basically tells her the king got overthrown, basically, by his daughters. even though they're not really by blood.
Well, it was by the Witch Queen that kind of overthrew
That's
him.
his daughter.
No. The Witch Queen was in a relationship with him.
Oh, no,
And
I didn't
then
pick that up. No.
They had all the daughters.
Oops.
But they weren't married, and
Yeah.
she's not technically the queen of the underworld.
Yes. Thank you, because apparently I fucked that up in my head. I'm like, man, this is some weird shit. No.
I mean, Greek mythology, there is...
I know, that's why I guess I just assumed and didn't think about the logistics of it. Anyways, so basically, Lovitar basically tells Aina, like, this is what happened, you know, this is why you're here, kind of, that he needs to marry a willing human that came of her own free will to the underworld and can be the only one to release him.
Well, that will marry him willingly.
Yes.
She didn't come to the underworld willingly.
Yes, she did.
Well, I guess, yeah.
Technically, they took it as she came willingly in place of Ciri, basically, because that was a key part of that, where you had to be willing to go to the underworld and then be willing to marry him. Free will or some shit. And then basically she sees this tree man.
Yeah.
like I can picture it because there's something like that in Fallout where this guy is basically, because of the radiation, at least in Fallout, the radiation basically he forms into the tree and now a living tree. So basically, kind of the same concept as the Witch Queen basically took what he was going to restrain her with and basically did it Uno reverse and was like, here you go.
Yes. And the reason he got trapped is because he sent Luvatar's daughter to
escape the underworld.
Yes.
Because she was also being held prisoner.
And the shaman, Vainamoinen.
Yes.
I can tell.
We're getting there. We're getting close. By the end of this, we're just going to have a down pat and be like, oh man, I could use this in the beginning.
Helped him get her out. And we don't know her name still.
Yes, we don't know.
At this point, I was like, she's either going to be an ancestor of Ciri or Aina.
I was thinking that too, honestly. I was thinking more Ciri just because of the gods kind of listen to her or do as she requests, pleads, basically. And then she has that one goddess. So I thought, that's where I was thinking.
It's like, this is going to be one of them somehow.
But it filters into it. You know, we're getting there. So basically, Aina is at the tree with the king. No. Yeah, technically he's the king of the king of death, underworld. And then she finds the crow, because the crow kind of led her to the right tree. And we find out that the raven is a part of Tulni's, right?
Yeah.
Tulni's soul. Because he learned that from the great shaman when he had visited all those years ago. That he could break his soul into pieces. 3 pieces, basically. And that one can always takes a form of a bird.
Yes.
In whatever your personality is.
So he's
kind of
the god of death, so of course he's a raven.
He's a raven, yeah. So then Aina is like, okay, well, I have conditions. And like lists this like, you know, terms, basically. All the humans get out of the underworld safe and sound, or returned to their families. And that this won't ever fucking happen again. And that her family and friends will be safe, and that he will be kind to her.
Yes. And a little bit before that, 2 of the girls, after the hunting, decided to run away.
Oh. Yes.
They got caught, and they got killed in front of the other girls.
Yes.
So now we're down to 4.
Yes.
That's math.
You know, sometimes math is hard, okay?
3 minus 7 is 4.
Yes. So, this leads us into part 3, right? Part
Yes.
3, which is chapter 26 through 43. And as soon as she makes the vow to him, he becomes a human form. And he's like, we gotta seal it. And I'm thinking, you know, what do you normally seal a marriage with?
You consummate it.
Yes. No, that's not the case. You have to seal it with a kiss.
I mean, I guess.
Yes, I get it, yeah. But in this setting, I was expecting him to, like, okay, we gotta get this done.
Yes.
You know, that's what I was thinking, because he was like, we need to get this, we need to do this. So that's where I was like, oh, damn, like, you pushy. But I get it, because he's not still at his full... No, he's at his full power now after, right?
No. They have to seal it with a kiss, and
Yes.
then he gets his full powers.
Yes. So, he takes care of business. He was going to kill the Witch Queen. I think it was the only one he was going to punish.
Well, no, he was going to punish all of his daughters, and he was going to not kill the Witch Queen, but, like, banish her so she couldn't go anywhere.
Because he can't, this is where we find out he can't kill any of the goddesses, his daughters, because they all have a part to play in the balance of life. The balance of the world. Because I don't want to say life, because they're in the underworld.
Yes. I will say this part kind of, like, it wasn't as much of a fight as I wanted it to be. Like, I feel like she gave up really easy. But I guess Kalma had her, like, restrained.
Yeah, Kalma's a boss-ass bitch when she's not being forced to answer the Witch Queen. Yes, so this is where the true loyalty to the king, like, where you find out who's still loyal to him after all this time, or who's still biding their time. And Anna is basically, I want to be my own queen. And she's like, well, I have to be true to myself. And she's like, husband, I think you should just, because he was going to banish her. And she's like, well, you have to be merciful for not her sake, but her daughter's sake. Which I did not get, because most of her daughters are assholes. Like, yeah. They still want to roll with her because they liked how she rolled. So, the god of the underworld wants to basically it be peaceful, because he feels like death can be peaceful instead of chaos and torture and all that stuff. He wants it to be a place where you can rest.
Yeah, where you can have a good death.
Yes. And that's his dream, and he shares it with her, Ina, and she's like, okay, I can dig that. And so he kind of shows her around and shows her what it could be.
Yeah, and he teaches her how to ride, and he's like, I'll teach you how to read.
Yes. Because women didn't need to read to bear children.
Well, most people didn't know how to read if they were poor.
Yes.
Because there wasn't a point to it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I just wanted to... Anyways. So this is... So, goes back to Ciri. After all this stuff happens, he locks the Witch Queen away in the tower, and basically she's allowed to have dinner with him every night. So she can still have a relationship with her daughters.
Terrorize everybody.
I don't understand why she does this. This is what I don't understand about this, or at least this part, is Ina is still like, I'm fucking scared of her. Like, she's scared of her.
Yeah.
And still terrorizes her. Still haunts her fucking dreams. And I'm just like, you forced that upon yourself. To have her come out for... I don't get it. I get it, but I don't get it. Anyways, it's fine. It's whatever.
And at this point, Ina feels like she doesn't really know her husband, the guy that she married. So they try to get to know each other. They have arguments about their views.
Yeah, because, during her first part of being in the underworld, he was a raven. Couldn't talk back to her, so she was like, I'm gonna trauma dump on you. And so basically she's like, tells Jocko her hopes,
Everything.
like literally everything, because there's nothing else to do in the first part of her being in captivity. And so she feels like it's really unfair that he knows her a lot, and is jealous about Siri. Like, I love it. And right, I mean,
yeah.
she's like, I don't know you.
She's like, I can't have a relationship with you if I don't know you.
Yeah.
Like, we can't be what man and wife are supposed to be.
Yes. Pretty much. And then it kind of cuts back to Siri. She found the shaman. And then found the shaman. He doesn't want to fucking train her.
No. He's like, you'll stay here one night and then you'll get out.
Yes. And then she kind of fucking passes out because she's like dying. And so she wakes up like 3 days later and she's like, oh, well, he didn't kick me out of the one day, so I can push. I'm just like, that's not how that works.
And he tells her that the bear probably has like a spirit demon thing. It has a specific name, but it's like a spirit in it.
Mm-hmm. Are you talking about the Heki or whatever?
Yeah.
I have it written down. The Heki is one of the 3 parts of the soul that you can...
No, it's not that. It's something else.
Oh, then...
I believe it started with an S, but I could be wrong. It's an S or a V.
No, that's a soul bird. Okay, no, I don't know.
Regardless.
But yes, I know what you're talking about. So he thinks the bear is someone that's trying to kill him because, it seems like everyone was trying to kill him at this point.
And Luma's after him. She, Siri says, hey, this woman is trying to get you.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, she has been for a while. It's like, oh, okay. And he's like, you made me fucking have to take down my wards, and now she can come in.
He was giving grumpy old man energy.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I was all for it, because I thought that was kind of cute. And she's like, but I need your help. And she's like, she blows up on him, kind of, because he's like, no, like, I'm not who I used to be.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, but you abandoned us. Because he's like, all talks about the shaman uses his power for the people, shares his knowledge with the people. And she's like, but you left. You left your people. She's sassy about this. She's like, all sassy. She's like, you need to come with me because of the prophecy.
Yeah.
You're coming back. And he's like, nah.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
I'm not for that. And this goes on for a couple of days, and then the bear shows up. And the shaman's like, okay, who's in this bear? And then I think it's just like, it's himself.
In the bear. It's a part of his soul.
Yeah.
Vainamoinen can split his soul into 3 parts.
3 parts, yep.
One is a bird. The other one I think is just like him roaming around the world, and I don't know what the third one is.
The Heki. So it's the Heki,
Mm-hmm.
the Hessa, and the Itz. That's the 3 parts of the soul. No, wait, not the Hessi. The Hiki, the Itzy. What is the other one? Oh, the Lutoto.
That's the bird one, right?
Yes. There's a lot to this.
Okay. You only really need to know the 2.
Yes.
Um,
So it's his Hessi.
yeah.
And No, it's the Hinky. I'm sorry.
So it had been missing, and if it detaches from your body and it decides to go on its own, then you will die.
Yes.
But Wainamoinen can't die. He has been cursed.
By the Witch Queen. Because he helped the one person escape.
Yes.
So basically, it's what's called the long dying. So basically, if you lose your piece, you send your soul out, and it cannot find its way back to you. Then you just die. Very slowly. Like, you're obviously missing a piece of your soul is going to kill you.
Yeah. So Siri's like, yeah, you're gonna teach me that.
Yes.
This is how we're getting into the underworld.
Yes. Yes. Which was, but he's just like happy because he's whole again now. Mm-hmm. And he's like, okay, you've shown you can do some shit. So he takes this and is going to teach her. Yes. And then I think it goes back to
Aina.
And
then this is more of her and the god of the underworld going at it, basically. And
going at it in what sense?
In a sense of they're arguing the whole time. Because he wants her to be like his true love. And he loves her at this point, but she doesn't know him at this.
Yes. She doesn't know if she can love him because she doesn't know who he is. And so he's like, well, we're going to throw you a coronation and invite all the goddesses and gods to come and introduce you as the queen of the underworld. Yeah. And they kind of spend almost every night together, having dinner. She plays 20 questions, basically, because he already knows her.
She can't talk about Siri because he's jealous of her.
Yes. He's just like, he's just jealous of her. There was nothing given about that.
But at this point, and I don't necessarily know, Aina might be bi, but I think at this point she doesn't know her true feelings for Siri.
Yes, I agree with that. She's always grown up of the expectations of you get married, you have kids. And so that's all she's ever thought. Like, okay, well, this is my life. It's already laid out. I do what everyone else does. And so I think it's just part of the expectation growing up in,
So Aina just thinks basically her and Siri are like really good friends.
Yes.
Like
she's always been a part of her life, always looked out for her, saved her, multiple times. And he does not like that. And she's like, well, she's my past, you're my future, is how she kind of placates him. And so she comes to a realization that she's not the same person that came to the underworld. She's changed, had to do things that she normally wouldn't have to do. And she's like, I want to reshape myself.
Yes. This is when she becomes Ainatar.
Yes! I really hated that. I was like, you're still fucking Anne to me. And so she's like, I am
Ainatar.
Ainatar. And she's basically tells her husband, like, I want to have relations with you, I guess. Like, that's kind of how it kind of, like, folds out. Yeah. And so they kind of go at it like rabbits for a little bit.
Well, she gets attacked by that thing because the twins set it on her. And Lovitar.
I thought that was a little bit later.
No.
So... Love it. Yeah, it's like, right before that. She wants to rename herself. She's like, yes.
Yes. So, they get attacked. Lovitar says, get out of here. You're in danger.
They were going to a sauna, by the way. Just wanted to be thrown out there. I swear to God, if I don't have a house with a sauna in the future, I'm going to scream.
You need a personal one at Costco, just so you know.
I know, but it's red. It's like infrared, not actual steam. And I don't know if anyway, sorry.
Tangent about saunas.
I love saunas. Anyways, go on.
So, Kalma comes up and she gets control of this thing. because she's the only one that can control them. And they find out that the twins set this thing free.
It's like a what was it?
Like a
spirit.
Yeah.
It's
some kind of death spirit.
Yes, that only
Comma
can
control.
boss around. Yeah, pretty much.
And then he kind of rescues her, and then she's like, okay.
Well, first of all, she's like, you told me I would never fucking be harmed in this place. And he's like, yeah, you're right. Sorry, go on.
And then they go at it.
Yes. And then the night of the coronation, she meets her idol, which I don't know write it down.
It was Tuni's mother, and she gives a prophecy about
it's not the goddess. Yeah, it's goddess of the forest, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Maliki.
She
gives her prophecy that a son will be born to them,
both mortal and undead,
and he will bring peace basically to the underworld.
Yes.
So all the daughters freak out
because they're like, "Oh, she's pregnant? How? When?" A girl. But it's fine. Anyways. So basically this is where some shit starts happening.
Yes.
I
just want to say the one spicy scene that we get in this whole book, I was listening to the audiobook out loud while I was coloring. Because they're going to get it on.
They did multiple times during the night. But yes, it's a very, very small sex scene in this. And that's about it. And this is where he goes into protective mode. And he's like, I will stop at nothing to make sure you're safe.
Yes.
Even from yourself.
Because she said she was going to kill herself.
Yeah. Well, I kind of get where she's coming from. She feels betrayed. She feels used. She feels like everyone used her for their own agenda and didn't really give a shit about her. And so she's like, fuck y'all. Like,
yeah.
You know? And she's like, it becomes apparently clear to her in her mind that she can no longer stay in the underworld. Because it's been a theme in this book that mothers will do whatever they need to protect their
daughters.
Offspring, yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's a son now. Or she's pregnant with a boy. But yeah, it's a common theme where, like, you put the baby above everything else, and she's like, I know if I stay here, we will not make it.
Yeah, they'll be in danger.
Yes. Because now that she has a power in unknown, because this has never happened to have a offspring that we know of a human and an undead god. Gonna leave it there.
I'm going to say this. Technically, gods are neither dead or yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no. You're right. But it's of the dead.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure how to explain that. So basically, they fight. And she's like, I want to leave. And he's like, no, you will never leave. You have my child. And I'm getting flashbacks of Akatar. And that's what I wanted to say. And so he's like, no, I love you. You're carrying my child. Da, da, da. And he's like, I won't come to you again until you tell me to. And she's like, okay. So she's thinking of what she needs to do for the future of her and her son.
Yes.
And he told her the prophecy. No, wait. She heard the prophecy.
Yeah.
But no.
He knew it beforehand.
Yes. From the no-name god that we don't know.
That is Hope.
Yes. She's the goddess of hope. And that's what scared the witch queen so bad that she basically kidnapped her and put her under a tree, and it's like, you can never leave. That's kind of the backstory there. And so basically Aina tells the god, come to me, and tries to basically tries to con him. Like, yeah, I'll do what you want. And he's like, you forget that we're bound and I feel you. Fuck you.
She's like, damn it.
Yes. And so he shuts down the bond. Since they made a blood oath for the marriage. I guess we didn't mention that, I'm sorry.
She gets in the face.
Yes. On the cheek. And then cuts her palm and then puts it against him because she's like, I don't know what else to fucking do. I don't know how to marry the wood tree guy. And so basically he shuts down the bond and he's like, I'll give you what you want. You can leave. And she's like, oh, okay. After you have the kid.
And he's not leaving.
And she's like devastated. And that's the end of part 3.
Well, part 3 we have some of Siri's stuff. So
yes, yeah.
She's the
just
soul
training
thing.
to be a... Oh, fuck. Yeah, she did the soul. I'm sorry.
So the first part is her bird soul. And she ends up being a woodpecker.
which I found was, like, ridiculous. They're resilient, never stop. Just like her. Because they take on the personality of the person that's... Yeah.
Yes.
Using the... whatever. Splitting their souls. There we go.
So, she's a woodpecker. They mate for life. I was like, oh, okay. Her and Ina are gonna... They're their soul people. And then she splits into the big one that can break away if you're not careful. And she goes to her village. She causes chaos.
Oh my god, immediate. So the only way that you can tether yourself to yourself is by getting all the tattoos of stuff that anchor you to
your being.
Your being. Sorry, I just wanted to say that because she had to go through that whole fucking tattoo session.
Yeah.
And then, yes, she goes to the village.
She causes chaos. They call her a witch. She gets out.
And then we also find out her one big brother, Oni, has switched to Christianity and is the one to basically hold her. And they're tying her to a fucking pole to burn her at the stake. And the shaman's like, wink.
Yeah. He's like, I told you not to cause chaos. I told you to go to your grandma. Tell her what's up. That's all I told you.
She didn't accomplish any of that. Yeah. Left in pure chaos. Basically, the villagers fighting the priest guys. I want to call them priest guys. Basically, believers of Christianity. Being rallied by the one priest. And whoosh!
Chaos.
Off she goes. And yes. Then it goes back to we get married and yada yada. Sorry, I skipped that part.
So, Siri, body, when she's not connected to one part of her soul, can be harmed. And the soul will feel that.
Yes.
So you always have to protect your body, which is like every other thing.
Yeah.
When you leave it, when you astral projects.
Yeah. Yeah, because he like literally chokes her while she's in the astral form, and he's like, do you feel that? Let me know when you do. And it takes a couple minutes, and she feels it, and he's like, you would be dead. Yeah. So he basically tells her, like, in this form, you have to have someone you trust to protect you. And your body will show signs of danger, but you may not have the time to get back to your body before you're just dead.
Yes. And if your hands get cut off, you get cut off. So you gotta protect your hands. So you can't live in Star Wars.
I mean, you just lose your soul. It's fine. Dummy.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean. No, anyways. Yeah, so now we're at part 4.
Yes, 4.
Which is the last part, and it's the last 44 through 57. And this is where I feel like it's like 80% into the book at this point, and this is where I feel like everything happens. Everything connects.
Yeah, well, we're building to this.
Yes. You know, having Siri's side versus Ina's versus the village, like it all pieces together. And Lumi is getting really close to finding the shaman wherever he has. They not moved. They're still in the same hut, but okay. And it's been, I want to say, like a couple months that she's trained with him.
Yeah.
It doesn't really give you a time frame. Just time has passed.
It's the winter.
Yeah.
Full winter.
Yes. Into spring, so it's at least a month or two. So basically, the shaman's like, okay, I think you're ready. And
he goes, you get so much time and then I'm pulling you out.
Yes. Yeah, pretty much. So he's like, here's a map of everything I remember from the underworld. And basically, it's like, find your girl and get the fuck out. And she's like, bet. Can do. And he's kind of told her already the backstory of how he got cursed. Stealing the... I don't know if I wrote her name down.
The Hope Goddess.
Yeah, the Hope Goddess.
At this point, we don't know her name still.
No, we still don't know her name until, like, the last little bit. But
yeah.
Anyways.
Also, he can't die. He can only be killed.
Yes.
And if you kill him, you get his power.
Yes.
Which is why Lumi wants to find him.
Yes. Because he took some of her power, or feels like that power is hers. And so I think we're caught up. Siri actually gets to the underworld. And kind of overhears some of Ina's and Tulni's kind of conversation. And Siri pieces together, oh, they've been intimate. That's not their first worry, Siri! It is not! Okay. Rant over.
Get your girl, get out. That was your objective. No dilly-dallying.
She doesn't listen! Okay. Anyways.
So she starts shooting.
Yeah, she starts trying to kill the undead, which I guess if you kill their brain, they just die again? I'm not sure how that worked out, because she just kept shooting people in the face. It's like, oh, they went down, but they didn't get back up, so I'm gonna assume they're dead, but I don't know.
Yes.
And she kills her handmaiden. She's like, my friend!
She's like, this is the only person. That's my friend.
The only person that has, like, not betrayed me in any capacity.
Because at this point, she's fighting with Volmatar because she won't tell her daughter's name.
Yeah,
she set her free.
Yes, yeah. And she basically said, as the queen, I need to trust you again. To gain that trust, I want your daughter's name. Because names have power. That's all I got. I don't know. I mean, I know names have power, but in this setting, I'm not sure what that refers to.
Yes.
Anyway, so she's like, no, bitch. Like, this is the only piece that she has left of her daughter. So I understand why she doesn't want to freely give it.
Mm-hmm. She also wants to protect her daughter because she doesn't want anybody to know her name.
Yes.
So
yes.
that she's easier to find.
Less easy to find. Yeah. So Siri and Anna reconnect and hash it out in the fucking wilderness. Like, this part to me,
she's like,
it could have waited until they were, like, outside of the fucking underworld, but
I know it's like, no, you're not Siri.
Yeah.
This is a trick.
Yeah, she feels like she's being, tricked by the one goddess that can... the Glimmer.
Yes.
The Witch Queen, basically. And so, she's like, I am Siri. Okay, I believe you, Like, you get through that, and then, Siri's like, come on, let's go, and she's, like, kind of hesitant to go.
And Luvatar shows up at this point.
Yes. They kind of hit it off, not really. She basically throws an axe at her, and she's like, let's go. And
Ina and Siri fight about which
way
to go.
Yeah.
And Ina's like, trust me, I know. And Siri's like, we're going further into the castle. This is not right.
Yeah. But basically she's trying to get to, is it Lumitar?
Yes.
Lumitar's weaving room, because there was a secret passage that she helped her escape a different time. And so, of course, Ciri becomes the dead maiden. Handmaiden. he just stood there, shut up, put the hood up, you'll find. Take you in.
Don't look at anybody.
Yeah, don't talk, don't look at anyone. And they get to it. They get to the room, and...
Well, they get the tunnel open.
Yeah, they get the tunnel open, and Ciri's just, like, standing there with a cloak, back to the door, and guess who walks in?
Volmatar.
That bitch, I swear to God. Anyways,
So,
she tries to reason with her, basically, like, hey,
let me go.
you want this, I want this, just let me go. And she's like, oh, fuck no, you're gonna die. I'm like, alright, damn!
And then she brings, she tries to pull Aina with her, and she sees his trapdoors open.
Mm-hmm.
And Volmatar's like,
What's going on here? Like, come on.
And
Ciri's like, okay, your way's done. I'm trying to fight her.
yes, gonna try to fight everybody.
Yes.
Wins.
Okay. I was
Or
like,
Kevin. I don't know.
it could be Kevin. And so basically, Ciri does what she does best. Like, I'm going to defend my love. Because I think at this point, Ciri realizes that she's in love with her.
Yes.
I don't know if Ina's on the bat. Like, I don't know if she knows yet. And so basically, Lumitar comes in. She's obviously not dead because she can't. She couldn't be killed that easily.
Well, she can't really be killed anyway.
That's true, but there's always a way. And her and Ciri are like, okay, you're gonna protect her. Okay, you're okay in my book. And Ciri's like, okay, thanks.
Lumitar gives Volmatar some kind of illness plague that makes her pass out.
Yeah, the fainting sickness is what she calls it. And so they, with Lumitar, go into the tunnel, and
They get to where through the tunnel, and then they get
to the river,
yes,
where they go into an island, and from the island, they swim out further to
the Vale.
The Vale.
Yeah.
So
on this island, the Witch Queen's there because obviously the twins let her out.
some shit happened. They use Ciri coming in as an unwelcome guest to create chaos, basically, and you know, she's the queen of chaos, so she's like, yeah, you still have to die though, because yeah. And so this is where Ina is like, do I? And then she actually uses the power of the underworld, because she's never really dabbled in that aspect because she didn't think she could.
Yes.
No one thought she could. Let's put it that way. She's a human, even though she is the queen. They didn't think that she could possess the powers to move the magic in any way. And so she does it her own way, and basically all the women that she had brought down to basically torture physically and torture the king, basically.
Yeah.
All come to her aid and get her wand away from her, because Tuli basically stripped her of her power, but still has some with the wand, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, it gets kind of confusing once you have, like, aspects that you don't know how it should function because it's a fantasy book.
They just throw you in and you're like,
yeah, you just
here's what it is.
take it at face value, you just roll with it, and that's what I usually do, but, and so they defeat the queen, and they are trying to get from the island to the Vale. And this is where
the river of weapons comes in.
yeah, this river of, like, some shit happened. And basically Anna was, like, calling her husband through the bond, like, hey, I am in need of you. And he actually, after everything's said and done, you know what I mean? Like, after the Witch Queen is dead and stuff, he comes and saves them from
the river with
the river of, some shit. And he holds it back so they can escape.
Yes.
And as his, like, last... I'm trying to think of how
he basically lets her go. He's like, you can go.
Yeah, his one last love act is basically like, you can go. So Siri's like, come on, like, pulling her, and
he's like, don't touch her. And I'm just like, don't touch me.
Until we get out to the veil. He does not like it. And she's like, okay, whatever, like, fine, it's fine. And so basically, he lets her go.
Yeah. This part was like, it's like, oh. Because she basically says, yes, I love you, but I also love Siri. Mm-hmm. Like, Siri's a part of my soul, and she's always going to be a part of my life.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And he's like, okay, I'll let you go.
I think he realizes that it's not safe for her anyways.
Yes.
And so they escape and make it back to the hut where she's on fire. The hut's on fire, I should say. She felt the signs of the warning of her, like, fingers being, like, really hot. So she knows it has to do with heat in some capacity. But she was in nowhere to fucking get out. Yeah. So they come back, and the shaman's like, I was about to pull you out because Lumi's here and she's trying to kill us. She finally has made her way to the shaman, which, like,
set everything on fire. And
everything on fire, has, like, 36 wolves or some shit, and
she even set the barn on fire that had the sled dogs in there, and I'm not okay with that.
Well, they get rescued!
Well, Lumi could have left the dogs alone.
Yes. I mean, they get rescued and then fight for him and then kind of die, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Noble cause? At least I didn't burn it out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Vainamoinen gets injured, and he basically tells Siri, okay, you're gonna kill me so you can take on my powers. So she's like, okay. So she acts like she's gonna fight Lumi on his behalf, and then she basically stabs him and takes on his powers. And he dies, and he's like, can I call you daughter? And she's like, yes.
Yes, father. And I'm like, yes. So this was the shaman's plan all along. He knew what had to be done. Mm-hmm. And since he was whole again, he wanted it to be Siri.
To get his powers. Yeah.
Respect. And then she becomes the new
Vainamoinen.
We're getting good at this. We're getting there, okay? It's almost over. I told you this how it works.
It just trips me up when I say Vainamoinen, and then the other lady that's has a V name, Valmatar.
Oh, Valmatar.
So my head gets
I get it.
Confused.
I get it. So they kill Lumi. The god of hope comes.
She tells her their name. Well, she gets their name
from Lumitar.
Yes.
And I think Siri actually tells Lumitar about her daughter, which kind of like sweet moment. But yes, so she fixes all of the stuff that's burning so they can stay there because Anna is in no shape to move. She's
pregnant.
Very, very, like, not even a week pregnant. But she's also been drowned, cold. They're in winter. So
she's probably hypothermic.
Yeah, like, had to fight some wolves, had to shoot some arrows, and this is what's funny. She, like, shot one of them in, like, the shoulder, and Siri's like, good shot, and she's like, I was aiming for her head. I was like, bad of me. And so basically, Siri astro projects into her village back home and tells them what's up. Tells both families, meets one of the girls that is now betrothed to her brother that came from the underworld that got saved when, all the king stuff happened.
All the king stuff.
All the king stuff, and basically tells them that they're going to stay where they're at until she gives birth, and then they'll make their way, and that she is the new shaman of the great ages, or the
Find women.
Yeah. Pretty much. And on the day that Ina gives birth, Tula comes in his raven form, so Jocko, and
Kalma comes as well.
Yeah. So Siri's like, you can stay out here, bitch. And so Ina's like, come on. Okay, fine, I'll be here. So I think her and Kalma kind of like, okay, respect, you know? And since obviously the king can't talk in his raven form, he wrote a letter. And Anna can't read. Kalma's like,
Kalma doesn't really talk.
That's true. But she won't do her any more favors. And Siri's like, I can read it. And it's like, what?
You can read?
And she's like, well, he could. And I am him now.
So I can't.
Yes. And so it was like, he's saying that he loved her. He wanted her to say it one time, but don't lie. And this is where she's like, I love you. Yes. But you can survive being your heart broken. You cannot survive without a piece of your soul. And that Siri is
part of her soul.
Part of her soul. Because Sirius is like, oh, so you love him. Like, and that makes her like self-conscious, like, where am I fitting into this? And then she follows it up with like, you're a piece of my soul. And so he asks the name of the kid. And she's like, well, I haven't named him yet. And she's like, I'm gonna give Siri that because Siri's basically like, I'm his mom. We're gonna raise him together.
Two mom family.
And she names him
Cal. It's after the bear.
Calvel. Yeah. Full name is Calvel.
Yes.
And then short Cal. And that is the end of the book.
Yes.
I'm sorry I butchered every name. I could every name basically except for Siri. That's true, unfortunately. Sorry, kid. I'm just illiterate. It's fine.
Names are not my strong point.
No, mine. Not even no.
The audiobook helped so much.
I listened to the Kindle free audiobook, and it's just generic. It's like basically computerized saying it, so that did not help me at all. I did kind of, but not really. Anyways, yes. Do we want to go into ratings? Do you have anything else about the book?
No.
Okay, I want to put my 2 cents into this, okay? Because I really felt like this book is a mashup between ACOTAR and Godkiller. They both get kidnapped. Well, at least in ACOTAR, she gets kidnapped. She gets kidnapped. The only thing's different is they're not under a mountain.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know if I like this. And then I was thinking that the king was gonna be like Tamlin. And I'm like, oh, god damn it. And so I was really pleasantly surprised by the end of the book where he loved her enough to let her go.
Yes.
And I'm like, that point right there changed my rating. Because I was like,
if he's gonna make her stay.
I know, I thought it was gonna be the Tamlin situation. I'm just like, man, I fucking hate men like that. But I was pleasantly surprised. I feel like if because of course I wasn't going to DNF it at all, but I feel like if I had, I would have been pissed at myself for not finishing it.
Yeah.
Just because of the end really ties everything together. That's my 2 cents.
Everything ties together.
Yes. I mean, in part 4, it all comes together and I was pleasantly surprised by the twists.
Yeah. I think if we knew some of the Finnish mythology,
you think it would have?
We might have been clued into what might have happened.
I gotcha. I could see that.
But I don't know if this was completely made up with just the gods intertwined, or if it was like we put some of this story in.
Yes.
Because it was very Hades and Persephone too.
Yes. That's kind of how I felt too. I felt like it was just kind of a mashup between a lot of different books I've already read, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, because this did surprise me, and it didn't go where I thought it was going to go.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I changed my rating based on part 4.
Okay.
So, now you want to get into the ratings?
Yes.
Okay. So, my overall rating was a 3.
Okay.
I was going to give it a 2 or a 1, depending on how the book ended.
Okay.
Just based on, I felt like it was the Tamlin situation all over again, and I'm like, no. Like, I really thought he was going to have her stay there. Like, I really did not think that he was going to let her go, that he loved her enough to let her go.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, you know what? But I only gave it a 3 because it was so similar to ACOTAR, I felt like.
Okay.
I would have rated it a little bit more if I felt like it, not that it wasn't original, that
there wasn't so many similarities.
Yes. Like, I felt like I read it too recently, maybe.
Yeah.
Or, like, too close together.
That happens with, like, this is not really a romantasy, but kind of in that genre where there's, like, okay, this is...
Where you start picking up on the trends. Yeah, and that's kind of where I was like, I already know what's gonna... Like, that's kind of where I was at with it, and I'm like, oh... But I was really pleasantly surprised. I probably would have kicked myself in the butt if I did DNF it, which, of course, I wasn't even close to. But it is a possibility where I was just like, I just can't handle another Tamlin.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And so, yeah. What was your overall rating?
My overall rating was a 4.
Okay.
And mainly it was because of the relationship between Aina and Ciri.
Yes, I liked that.
That relationship, like, that strong of a female relationship, regardless of if it was sexual or not.
Yeah, it wasn't sexual until...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked the friendship between them. Like, they would go to any ends of the world for each other.
Yes. Yes, I did like that. It was very different. Because I thought going in, it was, you know, Ciri is a lesbian in the closet because she doesn't know. And then it surprised me. I did enjoy it. I really did, because I don't think going in, the author was going to do that, maybe. Or at least it didn't feel like it in the beginning. And I like how the book changed, not the I mean, obviously you are shaped by what has happened to you. But I kind of did like that growth in character. It was really pleasant to see that then not automatically in love.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, that trope is just
overdone.
Yes. Like, I really did like all of the little plots and things that I'm like, thought were going to happen but didn't. I enjoyed that piece.
Yeah. And obviously the side characters like Voynam, the shaman.
Vanamoinen.
Yes. And Lovitar.
I did like Lovitar a lot.
Like, there were good characters.
Yes. And like I kind of mentioned earlier, the book is all about you have to have balance. It's not just black and white, wrong versus evil. It is a mix of, if you do this or if this happens, you have to balance it out. Not that you want to, that you have to.
Yeah.
That's why he can't kill any of the goddesses, because they all serve a purpose. I liked that.
Yes.
I kind of like that twist. Or not really a twist, just different point of view.
I was kind of concerned with this one because I saw, like, not the best reviews. But
Okay.
I also feel like that has to do with, like, the Christian stuff in it. Like, she basically rips a cross out of an altar. Like, I can get where people are like, no, I'm going to DNF this.
Yeah, but also, I take it... as any kind of fantasy, like, I don't know how to word that. Never mind. Let me reword it. Like, yeah, you shouldn't shit on anyone's religion, but also, I understand why she did what she did.
Yeah. I just can see where people can't get past that point, because I don't care regardless, because we knew we were in a pagan religion,
right?
A polytheistic religion.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, fine, cool. And then this was the religion that was coming in, to take over. So it didn't bug me, but I could see where it would bug other people.
Yeah, I could see that. I don't. It's gonna have to take a lot for me to DNF something.
Yeah.
Religion is not one of the ones where I'm like, no. Because I not the typical true believer, kind of. I don't believe... I'm agnostic. I'm not atheist. I do believe there is something out there. I don't think you can quantify it into one person.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my views on religion. Not that you guys asked, but I feel like you believe what you want to believe. And if you can't read something that
kind of challenges stuff.
Yeah.
Or comes from a different point of view.
Comes from history as well.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel like we should be upset in something that happened in history, because that did happen. Where you did have, not necessarily religion or Christianity, but you had countries come in to other countries and be like, this is what you're going to believe now. That is history. No matter anywhere you go, it is history. And if you can't stomach that, then I think you have to look at your own beliefs.
Yeah.
Because it did happen. Just like we're horrible people for what happened to the Indian. Like, there's just something that you're going to feel like, I don't know.
There's awful things in history that everybody has done to everybody.
Yes.
At some point.
And if you can't read about it, knowing its history in some fashion, I feel like you're not true to your faith.
Yes.
Like, does that make sense? Kind of. Like,
I get it. Like, religion's never going to be something that I'm like, okay, I'm going to DNF this because this is like...
Yeah. I mean, I've read some cult books that I'm this is not, like...
listen, I love a cult book.
I do too, but most people are like, oh, it's a cult. No. You know what I mean? Like, it's just stigmatism on stuff that you believe, and it might not have been the true... Like, cults probably didn't start out as the typical cult we think now. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of, you have to take... Yeah, I have to take a step back. Or at least I do. Anytime I read anything that has to do about religion in some kind of book, it's just, it is what it is. People are going to believe what they want to believe.
Yeah. And
I'm not going to force my opinion on anyone. I don't appreciate being forced opinion upon me. And that's where I'm leaving it at.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't want to get too more into it, because I feel like...
I just want to say we're going to have to do, like, a cult theme.
I'll add that. I can dig that.
Because...
We're going to have to add that to the wheel.
Yes. Because I love a cult book.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
So what was your magic rating for this one?
I'm going to give it a 4 because of the gods.
Okay.
Because you have all their powers.
Okay. I gave it a 5. Just because mostly because I don't know the mythology. And I'm like, I don't know what they can do. So I'm like, it's magic. Everything's magic. I mean... You got astral projection, you got traveling between your souls, and like, so I just gave it a 5, and I'm like, yeah, you're magic. Yeah. Okay, so that is the podcast book that we did, North is the Night. And so now we're going to go over the last 3 books that we're doing for December.
Yes. So our first one is He Sees You When You're Sleeping.
Or next one.
Next one. Not last one. Next one. By Alta Hensley.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, okay. So, then the one we're going to read right close to Christmas is Krampus by Brom.
And then our bonus episode, we decided to do The Deal by Elle Kennedy.
It's our bonus episode to do whatever, and so we've committed to do the deal, which is a reread for Rachel.
Yes.
I've not read it. Okay. So, do you want to go over January's books?
Yes.
Okay. So, we decided we have some themes we're trying to stick to with our genres every month. And, so we let the wheel of decision making pick our next theme for next month, which was series.
Yes. Continuing on series that we had already started.
Yes.
We're kind of bending with the first one, but that's okay.
That's totally fine because we haven't done the first one yet. But this is going in order that we're going to read them as well. So we're going to do the second book in the, what is it, campus?
Off-campus.
Off-campus series from
L. Kennedy.
L. Kennedy, which is The Mistake.
Logan's book.
Yes! Logan's book.
That's
do you want
not
me to do
the
this?
next one. It's Deviant is the next one.
Okay.
So the next one is Deviant, which is a sequel to Lifelike by J. Kristoff.
Yes. And then that's our sci-fi and obviously romance pick. Our fantasy pick is Sunbringer by Hannah Kaner, which is obviously a book 2 of the God Killer trilogy. The God Killer trilogy, I think. And then we're gonna finish it out with our horror pick,
which is Eternal Ruin by Tigris Grima.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hope I'm saying that name.
I think.
Right.
We butchered everything else myself. Sorry again. But yes.
I'm gonna have to reread the first one to this because there was so much in it.
You mean you didn't have your notes from that? I mean, there's a lot of information. Yeah. It's of course a chunky one too.
Yes. But that's okay.
Yeah, that's definitely okay. So yes, that's our rest of December and January books, and hopefully see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.